And here we go. I can safely say that I'm excited tonight to share what this last week has been. And I'm hoping that, this is gaining traction enough for me where maybe my experience, I can be positive influence on someone, as they say in all the anonymous programs, to give back. Once you're there, you have to give it back. And we get into that later, but there's addictions of bitch, man. So last few posts very sad and overwhelmed, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, this and that. And everything is different today. And I don't know what happened over the last week to inspire the last 2 days, 3 days have just been, I felt myself socializing and not zoning out of conversations just because I've got nothing to do. I don't know a horse in this race. And the biggest thing, anyone who has known me, it's been a long time. Bartender, chef, frat boy before that, and I like to drink. I love my alcohol. In the last 2.5 weeks, I have cut back to damn near nothing. Now, I never had the DTs or the shakes on because I never got that blackout drunk. But the biggest thing that's changed is, and the hardest thing to change was the social dynamic of it's $5 a beer, and even if I'll hang out for an hour and watch TV, idling, and I am idling as I'm looking for work and all of that. But that breaking that behavior changed everything. And my point in the description of this whole post today is where it all started, and I remember the decisions that I made. And that's the takeaway that I kind of want to share is it was minuscule, small things that grew over time naturally. You took that first step, and now the momentum is very slow, and you're kind of scared, but it builds. And if you keep that momentum, you keep doing those couple small things, your reward system starts changing. And I love citing this. The old video was a graduation speech. I think it was an admiral from the Navy. And he gets up and he says, "Every morning, make your bed. First thing you do, wake your bed." And like everyone's saying, "Well, what the hell does that mean?" I'm kind of goofy, and well, who cares if I make my bed? And it wasn't so much, your mom saying, "Keep a clean room." No, his point was deeper. He said, "You start your day, and the first thing you do is accomplish something. Yeah, it feels good, but you're activating you're stimulating the reward system of your brain. Oh, wow, it's 8:30 and my room looks nice, and while I'm doing this, I'll get dressed, instead of sitting in my pajamas till 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, whatever. But make your bed, accomplish something to start that process, and subconsciously you're priming your brain that okay, well, I made my bed. And maybe I'll actually have a piece of fruit with eggs for breakfast, or I'll pay attention to, today, make it a focus to, I'm choosing to wear my walking shoes because I'm not taking the bus today, or whatever your next step is, whatever your next accomplishment is, started from, you woke up, you made your bed, you accomplished something, and your brain likes to feel accomplished when you do things that you're proud of. And when you like maintaining life, your brain excretes feel-good chemicals. That's just basic chemistry. And to prime that. And so that was the basis of his speech. So a few weeks ago I started making some decisions, and it was go into my journal scribing small thing. The way I describe it, it all started with a dog and some apples. So where I am staying, the previous occupant of the bedroom I'm staying in, he was asked to leave. He had left his pit bull shepherd mix, Havoc. Havoc and I, we became best friends immediately, but I was depressed and he was lonely, and we were both just like lost. And so we wound up in sharing a room for a few weeks, and myself being the dog person, I obviously want to teach him tricks and all that. But earlier on in my, I'm calling this my recovery house number 3 in my journey to my own place. But I'm with family and friends. My brother's here, his girlfriend's here, and I digress. So we're both feeling kind of lost, and I said, I'm going to make this important. I'll take care of Havoc. Make sure he's got food. He'll be my responsibility in and out. Make sure that he is taken care of and attention and walked and all that. And it wasn't that the rest of the other people in the house didn't do it, but it was that I wanted to take on something that gave me a sense of pride and care. That was my, it's easy to love a dog, but it was the desire inside behind it of I wanted something to care for. I wanted to be responsible for something. Feel like I mattered to another living individual, even if it's a dog. So that was the one decision. The other half of that is send some apples. Same night, I said, all right, I gotta fix my diet. I'm not eating for days at a time. Social anxiety. I just didn't have the appetite. And we rewind back to casually drinking throughout the days, and it's terrible for your stomach, and you fill up on, you get your calories that way. So you're training your stomach to not process food. So so we're not gonna have the bottle of booze at the house. We're not keeping beer there. I'm not doing the bars no more. Drink on the weekends, couple with your brother, but earn it. Make it, fill your week up. Get a fucking job. I motivate myself. But the food thing, that was concerning because it's been weeks and months that I haven't had a proper appetite. And it comes down to the anxiety and the depression and, having your world rocked. And you're completely destabilized. So over the course of the following few days, taking care of the dog, he's just fallen in love with me because I'm, making sure pay more attention to him and treat him like my dog. But I'm waking up same time every morning and trying to start build a routine around these stupid Honeycrisp apples. I woke up excited to put calories in my system and actually feel like a little sugar rush and have some energy before, just doing nothing all day, small steps. But so those two little things, fast forward 3 or 4 days, now I'm finding that my lunchtime appetite's starting to, I'm priming my body with when to turn on the metabolism, even when I get up, starting to have a responsibility and get that pleasure feedback of taking care of and having responsibility and feeling important and loved and needed. So a few days later, now we're brainstorming. Gee, I really need to get my sleep. I'm sleeping till 2:00 in the afternoon out of boredom. I get my full 8 at night, but what do I have to do? Sleep is free. I don't want to go out and spend money. I don't want to, just wander around aimlessly feeling like a loser. I'm gonna cuddle up with the dog, sleep till 2. So over the course of those few days, I'm starting to think about this more and more. I need a routine. So those two little decisions to kind of start my brain to turn on and do normal things again. And again, the biggest thing, you gotta cut the anything that's turning you into a shell of a human being. You gotta cut out the drinking. I was never a drug addict, but if you're on drugs, it's not you. You're not processing things right. So it became was this very, very brief, simple itinerary. Make sure you're up at a normal time. If you can program yourself to be up at 8, 7 o'clock won't be a big deal if that's what your job is later on. But make sure before you leave your bedroom to take your daily meds, go wash your face, get into this routine. And, as long as you get yourself ready for the day, your next big thing, and my thing is the food diversion. Next thing, 1 to 2 o'clock, make sure eat lunch. I don't even have to look at that after a few days it was up because my body had been primed and I was doing the breakfast, and your body will adapt back to healthy. And if there's anything that I could tell to someone that's like scared shitless, you're re-entering the world, you're struggling with re-establishing your life, and just like feeling kind of like, oh shit, I don't know if I can do this. Your body will be your friend and help you through this process. And like I said, at least for me, it was the hanging out, just daytime drinking slowly, and I'm not even getting drunk, but like just the behavior of that was my biggest hurdle. Someone else's hurdle may be that they actually have the DTs and the shakes, and they may need medical assistance to curb that. But trust your body that it's going to suck for a while, but your body will remember. So the lunch reminder, it's good to have that routine. Didn't even need it after a while. And then, this is where I made it a point to remind myself these nighttime check-ins and keep your room clean. But because, I've been to therapy. I'm good with talk therapy. These videos of just checking in from number 1 till now, I think this is 5 or 6. I enjoy just because I can open up and be honest with myself of like my own faults and where I'm needing the help. Same way I talk to a therapist, but to track the thought processes from a month ago till today, I love it, and I would recommend doing something like this to anybody. So that was 3 or 4 days after I made those 2 very minuscule changes of a little bit of dietary care and give yourself something to focus and care about and take responsibility for, something to stimulate the pleasure center of I'm doing all right. Whatever, it's small, but what I'm doing is good. And then the next evening, I'm laying in bed and I said, when I was having a hard time sleeping months ago, I started looking into these meditations on the Spotify and all that. And they helped. So I have some respect for it of, the mantras and things that you live by. And that's the next day I found myself, these motivational things, reading them and just being reminded from time to time, it gives you a sense of pride and it's easy to overlook. So I have 2 pages of my own personal mantras. And stay present and interact. That was a big one, instead of dissociating, just kind of staying quiet. I was always a very social person. I talk to everyone. I love talking to people. So stay present and interact. Even if, the topic of conversation isn't your bread and butter, learn something. Pay attention to how people talk. Find something to be engaged with. And that brings down to just below this is mindset is everything. And what's funny, Facebook sent me one of those stupid promotional posts on my feed, and that was the whole post. Mindset is everything. I wrote that down 2 weeks ago. You're late to the game, Facebook. And so that's on one. Giving yourself the accolades, because I'm one to be really fucking hard on myself, and you ruined your life, and you ruined your family, and you're the scum of the earth. Everyone fucking hates you. Everyone hates you. Just go away, go die. That's how I view myself when I'm maybe trying to get my life back together, but I'm a scumbag in my own eyes. So within these mantras, I was thinking I need to remind myself that where I'm at today, I've I've jumped a lot of hurdles, and I've gone through a lot of steps over the course of this entire year, because this uh, whole explosion dates back to February of 2024. It is now November. So life is long. Rushing leads to anxiety. Showering. Oh, rush! Gotta get this done. Violently drying my hair as if I'm, late for something important. I'm walking to the grocery store and I find myself sweating bullets because I think I'm late for something, and I'm walking erratically and too fast. And I'm not. I didn't put my music in. I'm not looking around, enjoying anything about. Totally wrapped up in my own anxiety, and I had forgotten the ability to let myself slow down. I used to be a great public speaker when I was in business school, and I had an ability to read the room and respond. And, if I needed a second to catch my next thought, very comfortable putting in these little breaks to so, no, I got trained out. So, the idea of slowing down and reading the scenario and enjoying being alive, awake, alert, enthusiastic, it's a gorgeous sunny day. Oh, that breeze is nice. Never even a thought until I realized, you're allowing this to happen, and you used to enjoy taking over the world in between classes by forming relationships or working, and you had people that respected you and listened to you, and you did their public speaking as your senior capstone. What the fuck happened? What happened to that stronger individual, and why are you so frantic and nervous with every step of your life? Why are you rushing to be the first to dry your hair out of a shower so you're sweating bullets by the time you leave the bath? Like, relax and enjoy your damn shower, dude. Take an extra 10 minutes and soak it up. Like, and there's, I'm sure, lots of factors of recent experiences. So, incarceration, scheduling, the COVID shutdown while being on, the house arrest program. Recent years, yeah, this doesn't just happen out of nowhere. Ignoring my mental health and allowing myself to drink like a fish for 5 years, 6 years, and not paying any attention to the long-term ramifications, or really the short term, and just kind of doing whatever you want, sex, drugs, rock and roll. To be able to reclaim yourself and slow down and enjoy the walk to the grocery store and enjoy stupid chores just because it's a nice day out. So that's the Russian one. Positive things that, when you're trying to rebuild your life after institutionalization or, rehab situations, or, getting through an addiction, pissing off your entire family, those go hand in hand. Once you're back at the house, whatever, your ex-girlfriend, your mom's house, your brother's house, whatever, once you're out of those institutions, you have to remind yourself you made it through the system, whether it went from courts and legal to hospitalization, rehab, and then out, or you didn't have to go into the institutionalization with jail or whatever it is. You were a part of a system, and that's why you have these thoughts, and you are struggling to kind of piece your life together because you had to go through that system. You have to remember you made it through that system. You did your 30 days, your 60 days. Stand proud of that and realize that you're now expected to take that experience and run with it. Be proud of the fact that you completed it, and be proud of the fact that you whether it's a 10-day detox or I don't know, whatever drug choice your thing is, but like however long that detox is, you did it. They cleared you to go home. You are healthy enough to maintain your own well-being. Be proud of that. Stand on that. I lost sight of that every morning. I just felt like the loser bump on a log. Oh, I'm just crashing, waiting for something to happen in my life. No, I successfully completed programs. I'm still in, an outpatient. I see a psychiatrist for, my own mental health disability. And there are people out there that are working 40, 50, 60 hours a week that need that support, that neglect doing it for themselves. So take a little bit of pride that, you found yourself in a network of support that people who need it don't take advantage of it regularly. There's a major neglecting younger generation, whether it be physical health, mental health. I'm not talking about just taking days off work, but like having a counselor, having a primary doctor, good medical records, and getting your teeth cleaned once a year or twice a year at a dentist. That's all really rare. So take the icing off the cake and enjoy that you struggled and you're here, but those doors are open to you. And whether it's court appointed or not, you have a benefit that people who need that benefit don't reach out on their own and take advantage of. So, back to mindset is everything. When you look at things through a different lens, you're kind of privileged in that you have access to this right now, and front door access. You don't have to be at the clinic at 7 o'clock in the morning. No, you have a referral through, whatever facility you came from, or coming out of the court system. And moving on just with the mantras, and again, we're talking within a week of making that decision of I'm going to love this dog and I'm going to eat breakfast and have an apple every morning. And I mean, within a few days, within that first week, I'm daily schedule, mantras hung up, things that are important to me, motivating me, and allowing yourself to be proud. So just my last year, you had, this was a couple weeks ago, you had a great Friday out, minimal alcohol. Remember that. This was when I was just saying I'm going to give it up. I'm just not going to have that be a part of my days. Reminder, you are bored of how stagnant life is. That thought comes from a brain that's waking up and healthy. That your depressed, anxious state, your shut down state is going to want to stay in bed till 2. The healthy brain that's waking up says, "Nah, man, you're bored. You used to be way more active. You used to have so much more going on, and you were busy. You had to tell people, no, I'll see you next week because I can't do it right now. I'm busy. You also have money in your bank account. You had, probably, life was probably pretty good. But when you start thinking you're bored of how stagnant this is, you're bored of sitting on your ass watching the streaming services, or just the web browsing, movies, whatever. That's your brain waking up and saying, it's time. Run with it. That priming, that stimulus is now waking up deeper in the brain. That making the bed that prompted you to want to have a successful morning and a good breakfast and get to your first appointment on 10 minutes early. Well, now we're thinking in the afternoon. It's noon on that same day, and you look back in your morning and say, I kicked ass this morning. Let's keep it going. Now you have the motivation to make the afternoon even better, or at least as productive. You're bored of how stagnant life is. When you start thinking that is the priming of the chemicals in your brain signaling, I want more of that success feeling. I want more of that reward feeling. And then this is the healthy reward. This isn't coming from a drug. This is naturally stimulating of a human that's living and enjoying it. And then this was a funny one, because I realized, holy shit, you're still not hungry, but you're not hungover. The nausea is anxiety. You are not hungover. Eat. That reminder there, because when you cut out the alcohol and you're trying to make excuses for, I'm not hungry in the morning. I don't know. Shut up, anxiety. You need to eat. even if the first couple of days you're like forcing it down, I eat a half an apple, not a banana, good for potassium. You just like, grab that and throw a granola bar in your bag. Just do something and keep that up every day and force yourself to it. Well, goddamn, if within that first 4 or 5 days, like I said, well, when I did the breakfast thing, all of a sudden my annoying body, I'm hungry on, I'm like, own it, noon, 1, 2, and I can eat an entire sandwich like a normal, 200-pound man. And I don't know who will ever watch this or but let me tell you, being in kitchens, I loved food. I loved sandwich. I was a snob about everything to do with cuisine, whether it be simple lunch sandwiches or beautifully plated entrees at dinner, or the amuse bouche that just kind of blows your mind because it's a sample taste of it could be anything, and wild. And I went from that to just either I just wouldn't eat or throw a frozen pizza in. I sustained myself with caloric intake of steadily drinking throughout my days. I was working in restaurants, and I was working my at a desk job, and I just kind of it wound up being folded in over the course of time and sneaks up on you. You don't wake up one day and just say, "Oh, I think I'm gonna just have a fifth hanging out in my desk drawer," and I go through 2 of those in a week. It doesn't just start like that. It takes time, and it's very easy to miss. But yeah. So full circle here today. I am feeling on top of the world. What I do every Monday now, and I've been doing this for about a month, is I will. I love just free writing, Sharpies, and online paper. Just keep on writing, and then I start, narrowing down the thoughts, and I come up with some pretty good ones. But with my Mondays, what I've been doing, this is a really healthy thing that allows you to pat yourself on the back and give yourself, a step back and look at, wow, that was on paper, and it sounds like a very productive, successful, I'm an okay person on this planet and in this society kind of week. And so, I started writing, right? But I made sure, then I do this every Monday, good focus time in the past week. And so went through all my major accomplishments and things that either passively, like I haven't smoked a cigarette in over a month. I use my nicotine vaporizer, but that's the next thing that I'm keep cutting down. But a month no cigarettes, that's I'm proud of that. At 8 different jobs you can get temps with follow-ups or interviews. At 8 in a week, that's great. And that I did have the follow. So that's something to be proud of. I'm taking steps. Stopped having panic attacks, so I went an entire week without a panic attack. Every appointment that I had, whether it be legal or checking in with a doctor, or with every appointment, I was 10 minutes early, and that felt good because I made it a point to leave early, get down early, maybe I'll get out of there early. And that's kind of the old Boy Scout in me of 5 minutes late is unacceptable. If you're on time, you're late, but if you're early, you're actually on time, because that's how you should live your life. Let's see, followed and developed routines. Those are the ones I was just showing you about, bragging about. And to that, the foundations and routines, prioritize that. And if you're helping a loved one get their feet back together on this, underneath their shoulders and walking again, help them with getting into that healthy routine. Like I said, your body will remember that healthy lifestyle that you once had, and the support of your family to say, hey, yeah, just work through this. It doesn't take long. Like I said, this is all within the first week of me making that decision of a dog and some apples. I'm going to love this dog, and I'm going to make sure I eat breakfast. Um, Recent days, I started cooking again. This was a big panic attack spot for me, is overwhelming, so many options and choices of ingredients. I was a chef. That's not me. That was me after incarceration and house arrest and having my world limited. Um, let's see. Stop being so hard on myself for obeying my body. Um, I'm getting tired now. It's almost 2 in the morning. I usually sleep 2 to 7 or something like that. But some nights I didn't move around enough during the day, or I just kind of thinking, or I got caught up reading something. I don't know, name a reason, but I was beating myself up for. Oh man, you're crazy, man. You're saying you're gonna stay up till 4 in the morning, and that's fucking weird, dude. That's some like tweak your behavior. No, you're in your mid 30s, and adults don't always sleep every single night like that. I had to stop beating myself up for listening to my body and just letting it do its thing. 5 nights a week, I'm getting 8 hours, and it's during normal times. That took time to develop and establish. But on the off nights that, just didn't happen, the next day was a shutdown day because I hated myself for, oh, you stayed up too late. No, listen to my body. Let's see, no panic. I had, I won't go into detail. I had a wonderful little dinner date with a friend, and well, it feels nice to do dinner and just enjoying the company, flirting a little bit, and a little nostalgia from 11 years ago before when I was still courting and dating my wife, and that was nice to experience, because after that long, someone a fear is, am I ever gonna feel that like flirtatious, like innate, like, oh yeah, this is fun and bubbly and cute, and like, dude, you're 36, you're not in your mid 20s again. Like, no, you're not a kid. You're never gonna feel like it. No, it's still there. There's still that interaction that exists and lurks out there in the world for you. So that was nice, and I could have never spent time with someone unless I had, all the different job opportunities I'm seeking down, and the maintaining control of my life more and more. It felt good to go and say, yeah, no, I'm kind of like rebuilding things, but I'm a job. You can go out with someone and have them actually respect you and be interested in you still, because everyone fucks up, but it's I screwed up, but like, life is good. I'm like taking the steps and taking care of myself. Um, let's see. Listen to my inner voice. Body was up 8 o'clock in the morning naturally. Okay, you're awake. No, 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 no. I got nothing to do today. I'm gonna go back to sleep and force myself back to sleep. That's the opposite of that make the bed thing. That you're not listening to your inner voice that says you're awake, dude. Your body's up. You're not tired anymore. Find something to do. Go take the damn trash out and think about what you want to do for lunch while you're making breakfast. Do something. Just get out of bed and start moving. That's the listening to the inner voice, and that's if you start listening to that, that gut feeling, and then letting your body tell you what's up, like, get out of bed because you're awake. That translates throughout the days of you're more aware of your thought processes, decision making, kind of just your overall character of how you're living your day to day, your daily interactions, and how the decisions you make of how you behave and who you associate yourself with. It all stems from that inner voice of, yeah, your body's up, dude. Time to get up and then carpe diem. All right, hit the snooze button once, but like, don't just roll over and say, yeah, I'll see you in 3 hours. Listen to that inner voice. This is cool. Began mending 2 or 3 friendships from before all this, and I didn't go out looking for them. This is where the universe is pretty cool, is that I just stayed in my lane and tried to do the best that I could for me, because that's all that I can really focus on. That's all I have right now. I don't have a lot of people surrounding me. Take care of me, and as the universe sensed that I was getting into a better headspace, brought some interest in reaching out from old friends. And I'd be a liar to say if that was the first time that that's happened in my life. No, the universe is regularly over the course of my life just lined things up. People come in and out of your life, or a certain opportunity opens up at the exact right time, or a certain opportunity is cut off at the exact right time to save me from with wherever that endeavor was going to go. Yeah, no, the universe works like that. So let's see if you have some friends reach out, nice. But yeah, and in this past 2 weeks, massively, massively cut out the alcohol. Where I don't stock it, I don't have it around. I going downtown, no more. After get a little 99-cent shooter, whatever, kill time in the park. No, knocked it all off. I would still go see my friends that are working at the bars down there, and I go and hey, hang out for a minute, and just get like a water for something. And when I was like, no, I'm cutting out like the daytime drinking, even just the casual stuff. Just I don't deserve it yet. I need to finalize a full-time job and get my shit back together, and then I can treat myself to lunch and a beer at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the day off. But not when that's just you're idly. That's you gotta have the character to say you don't deserve that, man. Back in the day, yeah, you worked hard and you got to that point, and again, this. Oh, and I fixed my brother's ceiling fan at his apartment, which was cool because that was one of the things. I had a panic attack just putting it up, and I was a contractor. Like, it's not difficult to do. Sweating bullets. I had to stop a few times, hyperventilate. Well, 14-inch ceiling fan. Like, it's funny looking back on it, but and again, this stems back from how do I describe it? It all started with a dog and some apples. Two minuscule little decisions of even telling myself felt stupid. Like, dude, you got to care about something, and you need to do something about your diet. Felt stupid just saying that to myself, but I, pressed through. Feeling uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. Growing pains, your bones are stretching. It sucks. It hurts. It's uncomfortable. Same thing with emotional growth. It's uncomfortable when you're It's used to be common waters and familiar territory. Spend too long neglecting that side, and it's uncomfortable. But like I said, this was just a very short week and a half ago that I made this decision of I'm going to take care of a dog and I'm going to eat breakfast. And here I am 2 weeks later with laundry lists of accomplishments, lots of prospect for upcoming days. And, it's not just like a light at the end of the tunnel. No, in upcoming future and not too far away, I could be established and spend the next 2 years, with probation and all that. But to spend those 2 years rebuilding and creating a healthy life. I'm no dummy. I have my degrees. But to make the decisions to make the best of the next 2 years, take care of the legal stuff. I'm not a felon on my misdemeanors, but in 2 years, get that all expunged. And now I'm clean slate and able to go and work anywhere without having to worry about a background check making me look like that. And, even warehouse jobs. Like, I had an offer letter from Lowe's where earlier this summer, and they knew about that there was going to be charges coming back on the background check. I made them privy to that. Well, hiring manager calls. It's just, yeah, we're not, we can't like bring you on. It would have been better. He said you would have been better off if you had your felonies and spent 15 years in jail and gotten out, because you're an easy hire. The reason that they're using, well, you're on probation right now, and even though they're misdemeanors, the probation aspect is a liability for our scheduling. And if you just happen to disappear and get locked up, we're on the hook for unemployment, blah blah blah, blah. The HR loop of excuses. But what got me is, if you were a felon and did 15 years, you would have a different hireable status within the company. So that opened my eyes to adapting. All right, so corporate's going to be out, skill sets that you have, things that, hobbies that you enjoy, things that pay well, and that's the brain waking up again. Even more so is as I'm experiencing all of this 5 months ago, devastating. Looking at it now, analytically, removing the cloud of shame that anxiety and depression comes with, and add on that I'm still casually drinking, and put all that together. Oh, no wonder I had no hope or aspiration back then to like move beyond that. I was ready to give it up. I was like, fuck this. I'm hang it up. I'm scared and I don't know what to do. Same set of facts today. Looking at it, no, I got a stimulus response from a company or 3 or 4 that, okay, they all had the same response of the probation's not great, and they're scared to hire with the misdemeanors still on the record. Okay, analytical mind kicks in. Mom and pop shops, there's plenty of places. Okay, what kind of mom and pop shop? All right, something recession proof, something that everyone's always, and something you like doing. Since a teenager, I like working on cars. Okay, let's shift. It took the decisions of regaining small healthy steps and letting, what's a stupid movie, Inception, letting the idea grow, letting the idea naturally evolve of, okay, those 2 small decisions primed good feelings and felt good to be responsible, and it felt good to take ownership of something as small as taking care of a dog, and making the decisions and choices of your own meals, and taking it seriously. Last ditch effort, it was just simply you should really do this. You're starving yourself to death. You need a hobby. You should just love this dog. That silly half of a thought for each one, just so nonchalantly. You'll get those in your recovery. Roll with it. Stick with it. Don't think, it sounds stupid, but don't think that it is, because as minuscule as it feels and seems at the start of it, the work you're doing on your subconscious level and for your psyche, and the reward system of your brain, it grows. And you'll continue to make better decisions, chasing that sense of being proud of your life, being proud of the decisions that you're making, and seeing yourself kind of transform from, for lack of a better term, from scumbag to superhero, it feels like. And again, it's only been a few weeks, and people coming out of the woodworks willing to spend time with me, job prospects, because I carry myself at a better disposition when you're proud of who you are and what you're doing. You're proud of your progress. You interview better. You come off as more secure and hireable in any scenario, because you believe in yourself a little bit. And we're only talking a couple of weeks here, so if you take it seriously, and I hope some of my ideas work for other people with the mantras, and the once a week giving yourself that rundown of here's everything I accomplished, and letting it all go. I developed one thing that I'm going to leave you with tonight, and I thought it was a pretty cool original idea. That's a dollar store, and I've always been a live music kind of guy, and I like to make friends there, always keep girls there. Live music's awesome, and the venues are always pretty cool. Just to, like, check out different parts of the city. So I had an idea of, you see events on the news, commercials, you see them advertised on Facebook, you hear little blips on the radio of things coming up. It could be live music, it could be the Nutcracker, it could be the Mummers Parade on the first. Anything that's going on in the city that gives something to do. So I bought. I'll be right back. A simple $1.25 planner. I'm writing a book. What do you want to do today? And so, because I'm a scroll happy motherfucker and spend too much time on artificially intelligent Facebook feeds that aren't even my friends anymore, and swiping left and right on whatever social apps, and take the phone, have a planner here, and now I have a goal of, instead of being on the phone, scroll. Nope. The same boredom time that I'm sitting there with it, I'm going to go to a venues page and start looking up the next 6 months of whether it be concerts or choir or orchestra or plays or whatever. Start filling in the slots. And so if I start that boredom process of putting that stuff in here, I'm going to start filling up weeks at a time prior to, and say, all right, well, it's tonight. March 5th. When's it? Oh shit. So and so is playing there, or it's almost the end of the Lego exhibit at Franklin Institute, whatever. And if you're on food stamp, Snap stuff, any like these art museums and theaters stuff, the discount tickets for like $2. So cost-effective way to check out your city, meet some people, go there with friends because you get multiple tickets, but to be weeks ahead and say, what do you want to do today? And say, I could go on how would you like to go out next Thursday? And always have something ready to go. I'm going to World Cafe Live. That's a pretty cool spot. They don't have to like the show or music or whatever, but it's something culture, it's something interesting, and it's something fun. And even by yourself, and you're bored on a Friday, and your friends are working at the restaurant, whatever. I'm gonna go down to the Laugh House because again, who knows what's up there. But I'm gonna start programming it in paper weeks in advance and use my stupid screen time that instead of scrolling through stupid Facebook, doing a little research and setting up for success, social activities, social things, being out there and being active in the community, and meeting people again. And if you had asked me even last week, no, my brain wasn't working like that. The way that your brain wakes up and it's wired is that once you've removed that cloud of whatever substance or drink or drug that that's clouding that like inner core of who you are, that shell that is not necessarily you. It's it's a comfort blanket. That's what these substances are. It's a comfort blanket, but it's not you. Once you hit that like critical impact point in your brain, it's exponential. The thoughts come flying back, and the way that you look at the world comes flying back, and listening to people talk and interact, you're engaged. And it's like being alive again after not. It's so hard to describe, but yeah. So I'm gonna keep continuing to come up with these healthy outlets of the mantras and having that routine and trying to get a system down that maybe in the pamphlets amount of information that someone can read through and have the tools and say, okay, write out your own mantras. Here's some examples, but write out what's important to you and what you need to hear and read every day. This book thing, honestly, I bet my brother said, I bet in 6 months I can get 10 people to start doing this with me. Because first of all, it's kind of fun to like check out the venues websites and like, do your own research. It's pretty cool. I know a ton of people in Philadelphia who are on Snap, so they don't know about the museum programs and the discounted show tickets and all that. People don't know about that. But if I can get 10 people to start doing this and engage themselves back in, reality of going out and doing things and seeing people and friends and all that. People are fucking lonely, man. The few people that I see on a regular basis, even for a minute or two, there's always some comment of so and so blew me off, or no, I just wish that I had like some more people like I could, just connect with and talk. Everyone's all talking the same thing. Everyone's feeling kind of shitty and alone. So it's arts and live music and museums and shit. Throw everything at the wall, see what sticks. But I do promise you this, though. Make your bed in the morning. If that's not your motivating thing to be the first thing you do, go for a walk around the block. Move your bones, move your blood. Cook breakfast for your roommate just to accomplish something. Clean the dishes out of the sink so it's nice and clear for the day. Whatever sparks your like, oh, I'm gonna get this done. Because I hate making my bed. I sleep with one blanket, no sheets, and just on a mattress with a fitted sheet. Like, very simple. But if I go in and the kitchen's got some stuff that needs to get done, that same accomplishment of when I go back in there, I'll say, haha, that's nice and clean. Now I did that. Same feeling. Same, little feel good rush. It's neurochemistry. It's not fucking rocket science. But no, I do promise you this. Do that make your bed thing in the morning and prime your brain. Make those small decisions earlier on of as simple as make something important to you. Fix something that's not working that you don't like your diet, or how much time you spend on a video game, or you spend too much time sitting down on the couch and you would like to do whatever it is that you think is like, I could probably work on that. Love something and then challenge yourself to do something to fix it. Love something and challenge yourself to do something to fix something in your life. Start stimulating those good feel-good chemicals of the brain naturally. And you do it on your own because you'll be proud of yourself and it just grows. And be patient. It happens quickly. The first time you do it, you're not going to be like, woohoo, backflips and I'm back to me, baby. No, doesn't work like that. But it won't take forever. It won't take weeks and weeks. Your brain wants to come back. So it's worth that shot. Yeah, I can't wait to see where this goes, and I'd like to continue to document this. And I already have a good friend of mine. She's struggling with someone coming back from an addiction recovery house, and I hope that I can, through her, help him not relapse and all that. But the it's a hard process, and people are not prepared for that culture shock of you spend 30 or 60 days room and board covered, medicine given to you, reminded of every step left, step right, time to drink water. Okay, we're movement therapy now. From that kind of highly regulated and dictated environment, you come back home, you can fall into lethargy and being, doing nothing, sitting at, your girlfriend's house or family's house or friend's house, whatever. That lethargy, you're just gonna beat yourself up, and you're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna want to not feel like shit. And the quickest way to get there is artificially and without doing, the work to let your brain feel that way on its own. And so, I hope that I can be of some help to ideally the family members, that they can be a better crutch for someone that struggled and, got clean and wants to continue and wants to rebuild that life. Because you do, there's a million perfect storms that tear that potential apart. Especially in Philadelphia, this place is a war zone, jungle land of drug dealers, open air markets, and it's shameless. And tag that on to the inherent feeling of you already are beating yourself up. You already feel like shit that you had to go to that program, and that you're putting your family through this or your friends through this. And there's a million perfect storms to tear your life apart at this one moment, when you also only have very few avenues and a very precise path towards success, and a million ways to fail, and a million temptations, and a million things to challenge you. So hopefully this kind of information would be helpful to the families and the support system that can objectively put it to use with a plan and say, hey, we love you, just trust us. And to have the tools and resources and understand the psyche of what goes on behind that repairing of the mind of someone who has been damaged over the years. And I say has been damaged. I'm not saying they did it themselves, or they chose addiction on their own, or if they had a pain pill and from a surgery and got it to go. Whatever the story is, they're there. Doesn't matter what the backstory is. What matters is that with the right support system, it doesn't have to happen again. It doesn't have to go back that route. And I'm really proud of myself, because I was a heavy drinker for 10, 11 years, especially in the last 5, 6, and ruined my marriage. And her, she's still struggling. And I just want to set an example. I can't intervene or say anything about her life, but there's love and care. Just she's not coming to the table ready to take that step yet, which not everyone is. But I'm proud of myself, because when I lost that taste for the alcohol, I was distracted by it didn't do anything. I didn't feel the shot. I didn't feel, drinking, swinging a little bit of vodka with my brother and all that. I got full off of having a beer, and I didn't understand this doesn't feel the same to me anymore. I was distracted by the other things going on in my life, and I was enjoying food again, and I was not freaking out at the grocery store with panic attacks. And I wasn't in this cloud, and I didn't care if I felt weird denying myself, like, oh yeah, stop in at your local bar. You're friends with everyone there. It's a social thing, and it's killing hour. That was a difficult, like, mental psyche change, but damn, it feels good. All right, I've been on this bitch for an hour. If you do watch this and you need to reach out, if you need to have any questions, if there's if there's any comments or feedback, whatever, social butterfly here. I'm putting these up for myself, but also that hopefully my experience in documenting it and doing the best that I can. I don't even care if I don't even care if it saves my marriage and shows the transparency and the work put in, because that's an unfair expectation, and there's a whole aspect inside of that I have no control over. It has to be someone's choice. But if I can do something beneficial for anyone, not just the one person that I would want to save, rescue, from going farther down that route. But if all of my experiences and feelings of loss and suffering that I've felt and experienced, if I can help someone either avoid that or, follow behind me and find your way out and get back to that, that good memory of, like, man, I had it together. Yeah, that was good times. If I can help restore that path for anyone, it was worth it for me. And that's what they say. So the Narcotics Anonymous means, they say, once you have it, you give it right back. You give it right back to the next group of people that you can help them avoid lengthier suffering time for themselves. Always remember, know thyself. The path of least resistance sometimes comes at a cost of pride, but it's important to seek that least resistance and to do no harm and just do the best that you can. Let the rest of the world go on and, just do the best that you can for you, because then when you're at your peak, you're giving your best back out there if someone does come up to you and need you. But yeah, know thyself, take the path of least resistance, and have faith in your own ability. It won't matter that your best friend, your mom, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, it won't matter when it's struggle bus time and you're there, you're teetering. There's nothing that they can say that's going to change that inevitable your decision of where it goes. You play your best advocate. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in the human body that, hand to God, it goes away. Your body wants to be healthy. Your brain wants to be healthy. And it feels fucking good after you've gone through that relearning phase of anxious, this is all new to me, overstimulated, too much information, too much to process. That's just the history in the cloud. That's just the cloud that you've been living under. It does, and it does go away. Peace and love. I'm gonna chop this one down and put it up in a couple of different modules. But no, go birds.